Hi, welcome to another episode of Candid Moments with Candace Kirkbride. I have a special guest today. She is an author, speaker, blogger, and smile producer. Her goal is to change the world one smile at a time. How beautiful is that? And she used to be a local, but she is way down south. Please help me welcome Eva Ursano to the microphone. Hi, Eva.
Hello, Candace. I'm so happy that you reached out that we could do this. I miss you so much.
I miss you too. I'm okay. So back in the day, how when did we meet? I don't remember what year.
Oh, it was like at a Boost event because
Boost
Shayna,
Shauna,
what was Shayna?
Shauna,
Shauna and Becky were doing the Boost for Women, and that's when I met all these amazing women because I had my hair salon at the time.
right?
And I met all these amazing women, and then we did Boost like every month. I went to the Boost every month. It was awesome. I had a business, and then my business closed and crashed, and I declared bankruptcy. And then I think the Boost meeting stopped anyway, and then my whole life just took a complete like crazy turn.
But that's what you embraced, and I love that. I'm so
Oh,
excited for you
I
to
know.
share that journey with me and our viewers. Before we start, what are three things? I know it's hard to just limit them to three, but what are three things that you're grateful for today?
I'm grateful for God, first and foremost, because and I don't want to make this a religious thing or anything, but I
Right?
believe in God. And if it wasn't for God and the power of prayer, I don't think I would be where I am right now, Candace, honestly, because
Okay.
I had very many moments where I felt like I couldn't handle, the pressure was too much. I couldn't handle this anymore. So I gotta give kudos to God first and foremost. I'm very grateful for me for being brave and bold enough to do the crazy things that I've done, like make all the big bold changes that I've made, like for finding my voice and
Yeah.
pulling up my big girl panties and doing the crazy things I've done, and I'm grateful for all the really really loving supportive people I've had around me this entire time. So
Oh, that is beautiful. I'm so happy for you.
yeah,
My
thanks.
my turn. I'm grateful that I can push through very difficult moments. I'm grateful for the sun. And I actually thought about you, so I wanted to do this. I'm grateful for Amazon sending me my new cup. How cute is this? It says not a day over fabulous.
Yay, I love it. That's awesome. Aw.
The positivity, I sprinkle that everywhere, and I think that was so cute. And I thought of you, so
Aw.
that's why I brought it.
Yay, I love it. That's great.
So,
Gratitude's very important, and I think people fluff off gratitude. Like, I don't think they really understand the importance of being grateful for what you have and the path that got you to where you are, because without any of that, like, where are you and who are you? So I feel people need to like really just be grateful like every single day for every teeny tiny little thing you have. And living in a third world country really opens your eyes to a lot of things. Like, I'm like grateful from the time I open my eyes open till the time I go to bed. You know what I mean? Because
oh,
some people down here don't
yeah.
even have beds to sleep in, Candace. You
So,
know,
Eva, do you think that like most people are not grateful because they haven't been through like a really difficult time?
I just think, no, and I don't even think that's it. And, hard times really do challenge us to accept the good times, right? But I
Mhm.
think people, and I'm not, I don't want to sound like whatever, but I think people sometimes, and was just as guilty. We take things for granted, right?
We
You know,
do.
I have a good job, I have a roof over my head, and I have this, I have that, and life is good. Well, are you grateful for any of that? Or are you
Mhm.
just taking note that I have all these wonderful things and look at my life? Well, don't forget to respect the path and respect the things that got you to your house and your car and you know what I mean? And I just think that
Right.
people just don't take, I think they just forget, honestly, Candace. I think people just forget to just say thank you. As soon as your eyes open, you woke up like you're 6 feet above ground. So just wake up and say thank you.
Yes.
You can say thank you to God, the universe, the great pumpkin, whoever you praise, or
Yeah.
maybe you don't even praise at all. Just say thank you. It's another day and I can see the sunshine. I have eyes. I
Yes.
can see, I can hear the birds. Maybe it's raining and it's miserable. I can hear the rain. I have shelter. I'm in a house that's keeping me dry and warm. Anyway, I could go on and on
Yeah,
forever
me too. I
about
love
that.
gratitude. And when I say down south, we kind of forgot to say, you are in Guatemala.
I am in Guatemala. I just actually just got back. I was in Mexico for a year, but I didn't really like Mexico.
No,
So I
I
didn't.
I saw your video and you had talked about during COVID, you had stayed in Mexico because they closed the borders. You couldn't
Uh,
get back home to Guatemala.
I couldn't. I was
Um,
dying.
that's crazy.
It
So
was hard.
lots of
Yeah.
people don't know what, and I didn't know what this was either. So I'm going to play dumb and just
Okay.
say, what is an expat?
Oh, so an expat is basically just a person who's left their home country. My home country is Canada.
Mhm.
So I've left my home country to go live in another country. So I am now an expat. So it's like expatriate or something is the real, but
Okay.
it just I used to be, I belong to another country and I'm illegally here in this, I'm not really illegally, but I'm in this country now and this is pretty much where I'm staying. Like I'm not returning to Canada. So
For
like if
you.
I was coming here just for a visit and I was going back to Canada, I wouldn't be an expat, but I live here now. Like this is my home. I'm staying here. So I'm an expat. So anybody from any of the United States, England, Germany, anybody who's left their country and lives in another country.
You're not a snowbird.
I'm not a snowbird, no,
No,
because this is
you're,
home now. I live
yeah.
here. Yeah, I'm not a
Oh,
snowbird.
I'm so envious of you. Like my vision for my like my senior age is to be, I'm not sure if it's going to be all year round or just as a snowbird, but you're not going to be seeing my white butt around here anymore. I want to retire somewhere hot and where the climate is nice and where I don't have pain. But that's
You
a
know
different.
what? And that's funny that you should say that because that was my dream for like the longest time. I hate winter. Winter sucks. I hate Sudbury. Why does it snow so much? And my dream for the longest time was like, I just want to go. I just want to go live somewhere warm for the winter. I don't want to see winter anymore. And it was really just like a little dream in a cloud bubble over my head, right? The palm trees, and I envision that, and then one year I realized that I could actually make it happen. And I was like, oh my God, I could actually, and not retire because I still work, but I was
Right.
like, oh my God, I could actually like do this. Like I could really pull this off. So my original plan, actually, Candace, I left Sudbury in October and I told my sisters, I had a bunch of stuff stored. I told my sisters, I said, I'll be back in May. I said, I'll be back here for the summer, just hang on to my stuff. Don't worry. Because they were kind of freaking out that I was going to Guatemala. Isn't that like the murder capital of the world? Well, not really. So May came around and June came around and I was like, yeah, I don't really need to go back to Canada. Like I can just stay here till I die. And that's just kind of, so I went from a kind of a snowbird to I live here and this is my home and now I'm an expat. So, but that was my plan. My plan was to come here for 6 months, escape the winter, go back to Sudbury for the summer because I do like Sudbury summers when it's not 100 degrees and humid. And then in the fall, I was going to choose another country, and I was just going to bounce around from country to country in Central America and help the poor people and do what I can on a charitable level. But that's all I was going to do was just bounce around all over Central and Latin America, go back to Sudbury for summer, pick blueberries, have blueberry pie, go swimming in the lakes. But that just never happened. I just never left Guatemala. I'm like, okay, well, this is home now.
That's awesome. But
Yeah.
we can't forget that there were pivotal moments there. Like there was a reason why you decided to leave the country or change your
Yeah.
whole life and just up and go.
Well, for me, volunteering at the homeless shelter, the Elgin Street Mission in
Yeah.
Sudbury, was like the catalyst to my entire life changing. Like that really, like I found my purpose in a homeless shelter, and it sounds ridiculous, but it's exactly what happened to me. And I started volunteering at the homeless shelter just because I was really, really depressed at the time and I was going through a really, really hard time in my life. I had just declared bankruptcy. I had just left my abusive relationship. I didn't have 2 cents to rub together. I had nothing, Candace. Like I had hit rock bottom and I was depressed and I was miserable. And I mean, I had to go back to my job at the salon, which I was very, very grateful for. But it was, tail between your legs, whimpering like a, wounded puppy. Can I have my job back? Like everything in my life was just horrible. So I started volunteering at the homeless shelter. This is kind of funny for 2 reasons. The first reason was actually very selfish. I started volunteering there to take my mind off of my own problems because I was swallowed up in my own misery and my own pity party, and I was pathetic. Like I couldn't even stand to listen to myself whine anymore. So I went to the homeless shelter to volunteer feeding dinner. I thought, I'm going to go there and take my mind off of my problems because these people have bigger problems than I do, which is a no-brainer. They do, clearly.
Right. Yeah.
But when I got to the homeless shelter and started volunteering, I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. Like, I love these people. Like, I love being here. I loved everything about it. And I just wanted to be there more and more. And when I first started, I was only there twice a month, every second Saturday. I fed dinner. And after 6 months or 8 months, I was there almost every day. And I was a team captain. And this is all volunteer, it was all free. Team
Right.
captain, I was there almost every day. I knew almost all of the clients by name, hugs, I mean, it was just such a wonderful place. And then I realized that I wanted to do that somewhere else. Like, it's not that it had run its course for me, but I wanted to do it on a bigger scale. But I also wanted to do it somewhere where it didn't snow. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with Sudbury and they're in good hands. And I want to go where there's no snowbanks.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Is there like a program of some sort or a like service that you went to join? Like, why did you choose Guatemala?
Oh, I actually didn't choose Guatemala. I had a tea leaf reader choose the country for me because I didn't know where I went. This is a really crazy story. It was like late August, maybe probably late 2015. And I knew that I was almost ready to book a ticket and go to Central America to help the poor people. I just didn't know where I wanted to go. And I was having a really, really hard time picking a country. And I'm a Libra, and Libras suck at making decisions. We just can't make decisions.
I thought you guys are all about balance.
Balance, but we can't make decisions. We don't, we like, what do you, oh, you tell me, what do you want to do? No, you tell me. No, really, no, you tell me. So I just can't make decisions. So you might even know her. Well, you know Charmaine Kennedy from Tree of Life. Well, Charmaine has this woman, and Sharon, I can't think of her last name. She's a tea leaf reader. So Charmaine hooked me up with her, and I reached out to Sharon. Sharon, she has a really long, weird name. I said, hey, I know you don't know me. I said, I have a really big decision to make. Like, now I can't make it. I don't know what to do. I need to go to Central America and I don't really know what country to choose. So can you help me choose? I need you to just pick a country for me because I just couldn't do it. And she chose the country for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Guatemala. So she chose.
So
yeah,
you don't just volunteer, like you're employed.
Well, I work myself, like I do
Right.
my own work, but when I first got down here, I was sponsoring kids through an NGO, like a not-for-profit organization here. I was sponsoring families, the kids to go to school and for the families to have food, and I was doing that. And when I first got down here, I think I was probably sponsoring like 3 or 4 families. It was quite a lot. I was sponsoring a lot of families. And then after a while, I just realized that I could just, instead of going through like that third party, I could just do this on my own. Like, I don't really, and I'm not saying anything bad about NGOs. They all have their purpose. They're doing a great job. But I knew that if I was giving them $40 and they had to divide the money, this much goes here. Well, I might as well just take my $40 and just go to the family's house and say, let's go to the market. We're going shopping. So I just started doing that on my own, and just because I already knew who my families were. So I would just go and say, hey, it's Eva, let's go to the market. And we would just go shopping and buy all the necessities they would need for 2 or 3 weeks. And then I just started doing that on my own. And I still do that, mind you. Now I've started helping more dogs than I do humans, because
I see your posts. You have so many dogs. Are they
there's dogs.
yours?
They're not mine. They think I'm their human. I'm not. There's so many street dogs. Like, you're stepping over them. There's so many street dogs.
Like worse than Mexico?
Oh my God, like, you can't even imagine. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. And they're all starving. I mean, I shouldn't say they're all starving. Clearly they're not. But here at I'm just house sitting for now. So at the house that I'm at now, we have a big pail in the garage. It's like a 50-gallon drum garbage pail. It's full of dog food. Like, there's no garbage. It's the dog food dog pail. And they'll just come to the doors. They'll sleep outside the garage door. I'm like, oh, is it breakfast time? All right. Oh, is it dinner time? All right. So I just put little piles of food out for them. And so I guess I'm their human. I don't really know, but I just love the dogs, and they're helpless. Like, there is no NGO for dogs. You know what I mean? Like,
What does that stand for?
Non-government organization, which something like that, which means that they are, it's a not-for-profit, but they run solely on donations,
Right.
sponsorships, and those kind of things. So they're the government or something like that. I don't know. Somebody else asked me that. I'm like, I don't really know. You have to Google that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's run by donations and some sponsorships, or I don't really know. But there's like 3 or 4 NGOs down here, and they all do great work. I mean, they all do amazing. They're here to help the people and
That's
animals and whatever else they can help. So
So
I just do it on my own.
The reason that I reached out to you is because I saw this post and it was so related to what I do. It was the one about, it was a live event, the Hell to Happiness event.
That's coming up this fall. I'm so excited.
Are you part of that? Or are you in charge of that?
That's my dream. That's my baby. So
You are the organizer.
I am the organizer. I am like the sole organizer. So this is crazy stuff. So I was at the gym one morning. You're going to think I'm a weirdo. I don't even care. I was at the gym one morning, and I just got this message. It just came to me. Eva, you need to organize an event for women, all women, tell stories of trauma to help other women heal. And all these messages started kind of coming in, like they're just like being downloaded. I can't even describe it any other way, Candace. I just can't describe it. Okay. I just got these. You have to organize an event, Eva. You can do it. You're the person for this. Or get 25 women, all trauma stories, and then how they healed from their trauma. Share it, make it free, make sure it's free, share it with the world, and help other women heal from the trauma they're going through right now. And I was like, okay. So I just started. I'm like, okay, so where do I start? So the first thing was get 25 women. I started with 25 women because I thought it was an easy number to manage, but it's honestly really not an easy number to manage, because you're chasing 25 women every day. Can I have a headshot? Can I have your bio? I need this story. Like, it's chaos. Chaos.
I used to host and produce a live speaking event. I know all about the organizing.
Yeah, it's chaos. So yeah.
But for one person to do, like, you need a team.
Yeah, I know. I'm a control freak, Candace, so I can't have a team because I know, and not to say I just admitted it, I'm a control freak, but whatever, because I have a vision of how I want it to be and how I want it. But I always, when I email the girls, because some of them are in positions of they're social media influencers and they have social media skills. And I always tell everybody, if you have any feedback or suggestions, or if there's something you think, like, just let me know, because I'm open to suggestions. If anybody wants to, like, do something, I'm open for, and nobody's offered, so I guess I'm on my own.
Before I forget, I'm gonna need your headshot. Can you email that to me?
Yeah.
Just as I'm thinking about it, I knew it was one of my things to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and if you, babe, and by the way, if you want to join this event,
okay,
if you want to be one of the women as part of this event, because, like, I had 25, 3 bailed, I got 3 more, 2 more bailed, I got 2 more, 1 more, you know what I mean? It's been like that for the last month.
Okay,
So it's, uh,
how long does each story need to be?
so it's not even like that. So it's and we actually, and we can talk about this after
Okay,
too. Yeah, because it's just a live video. It's a live video over on my Facebook page. And then once the video is done, it gets housed over on my YouTube channel. So the event is going to be launched live
okay,
for 5 days. It's 5 days of live videos with women sharing their trauma stories and their triumph. And then after that, all the videos go over to YouTube. So, and then they'll live there forever. And then now the site will always be there and women can share their stories forever. Like it's not just, this is just a launch of something, of a project.
right.
So
That sounds
yeah,
so empowering.
that's crazy
Right?
exciting. I'm so excited about
You
it. Like
should be.
I'm
Oh,
super excited. And you know, it's funny because as I'm doing this, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. But, and
figure it out.
I've only outsourced one job so far, just because I just didn't have the time or the creative juices, just for the images, for the social media images, because I just couldn't. I'm like, I can't wrap my
Right.
hand around this right now. And I outsourced that. That's the only thing I've spent money on so far. So I'm trying to be a cheap Italian and do this with a zero budget. And so far, so good. I've only spent $50. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Oh,
But it's
good.
all about the main thing for me was it's got to be free and it's got to be an online global event to help women heal from trauma, women that are going through something right now, because I remember when I had hit rock bottom, I couldn't afford professional help. I couldn't afford a therapist. I had just declared bankruptcy. I didn't have 2 cents to rub together. And
Right.
I remember what that felt like to desperately want help, like be so emotionally exhausted from crying and stress and anxiety and want help and you can't get it because you can't afford it. I
Right.
know what that feels like, and I don't want any woman to have to, no woman should have to suffer that. So that's why I created this event. So if any woman's anywhere around the world is going through anything that any of these 25 women are going, here's their story. Like I had one woman, you know, her husband and only son was killed by a drunk driver.
Oh,
So, you know, if there's another woman somewhere who's dealing with that, they can hear her story.
and
You
how
know,
they, what
you know,
helped them
it's,
heal.
yeah, and help them. So it's all different kinds of stories. And, you know, as I was reading some of these stories, Candace, I was crying like, wow, your story is so sad, but I know it's going to help somebody somewhere. And that was the main purpose. Just make it free, get these stories and help women somewhere in the world who just need to hear these stories that somebody else is going through. Somebody
Right.
else went through what you're going through right now, and here her story can help you.
Right. And we
So
can get inspiration from
yeah,
anybody and people's stories. I
yeah. So that's my goal. That's my goal. It's free, and my goal is just to spread healing and make it free. Healing shouldn't have to cost money.
no, you're
It's
right.
sad that, and I get that some people have to get, uh, hire therapists and professionals, and that's fine. I'm not saying anything bad about it. If you have the funds and the means to do that, then all the power to you for even taking the step to seeking help in the first place. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is not all women can afford help. We can't, you know?
True. So I didn't even realize that you had left in 15. So
Yeah,
now we're in 21.
I know.
Do you feel like crazy?
I know.
Do you feel like you have gone through your healing journey? Like, are you done healing as
I'm never
part of
done
that?
healing. I'm never done healing. I have triggers all the time. I still deal with demons. Healing is an ongoing journey. Like
Yeah.
you are always going to have a trigger that just comes out of nowhere. And you're like, whoa, like that's something my dad used to, you know what I mean? Like just triggers that come out of nowhere that
Oh,
send you flying backwards. And they
yeah.
could be the silliest little things. And that's when you're like, okay, you got to go back to your
Right.
tools, your healing tools. Okay, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to write a letter, or I need to meditate. Like you never finish healing.
No.
That
So,
you'll do that to the day you die.
right. Like, so, a couple years ago, I'm gonna say, well, it probably happened more than once, but we're not going to go into that. About 2018, I went through something similar to what you had. And I actually was going through anxiety and I think post-traumatic stress.
Mm.
But as like I'm hearing something through you. I didn't go through it. I may be still going through it, and there
Yeah,
are triggers, and it's really scary. But
yeah,
I
for
have to be
sure.
aware that okay, that's just something that's triggering me.
Yeah, because you can't
You
block
can't
out unless you
live
rewire your brain through some kind of crazy electrodes. You can't forget the things that happened to you. They're always going to be there.
it helps
You
shape
can't.
us.
Yeah, you can't just put them in a box and put the box away in a dark corner and think they're never going to pop up again.
You're gonna
Everything that
find
we,
that box somewhere and dust it
yeah,
off, and it's gonna those
yeah,
demons are gonna jump out at you.
yeah,
It's so scary.
their memories are they're always going to be there. It's how you deal with them when they come up and how you've healed from them or the journey you've taken to heal from them in the first place. If you haven't done any healing, if you haven't done any healing work and your trauma, your triggers keep coming up and they keep tormenting you, well, then you need to get on that healing journey. Like you need to
Right.
pull them suckers out of the box, have a look at them and go, okay, let's talk. Like you and me,
Yeah.
demon, let's battle this out right now. Deal with your demons, any way you can, and then put it back in the box. Okay, you know what? I've overpowered you. I
Yeah.
got you now. You're not my boss anymore.
Yeah, easier said than done, but
But you
definitely
still
a
have
very good
to.
tool.
Yeah, but you have to heal from your demons because if you don't even try, they're gonna battle you till you die. They
Right. So
will.
you have done some healing
Oh, of
since
course.
you've been there. You seem happy and bright and glowing.
Oh,
You've always been a bright light.
yeah,
You
thanks.
look so happy.
So happy. Life is so easy here, so easy and
What's the
so.
culture like? Is it like what's the one I want to say? I haven't been to Costa Rica, but I have a few friends that go there every year. My favorite is Cuba. But what's the culture?
So the little town that I live in is a really little town. The population is like 14,000 and it's a very indigenous town. So it's
Okay.
mostly Mayan people, very indigenous. They're very simple and accepting and loving and kind, sweet people, and they're hard workers. They will do anything because they live in survival mode. They're trying to get food on the table and they'll do whatever they can. They will do whatever they can to get a dollar to put food on the table. And some of them don't even get they don't even manage that. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
they're very simple people. They're very accepting. They're so cute. Oh, they're very cute. I love them. And it's
uh,
a really like not a lot of them speak English, so I've had to learn Spanish. I still have a long way to go, but I've learned some Spanish, but it's a very hardworking, simple culture. Very nice people. Very nice people. And and anywhere you're gonna get your jerks, but for the most part,
okay.
they're just amazing, beautiful people.
That is so
I
awesome.
love it. You can't walk down the street without saying hi to every single person I pass that you walk by. Everybody says
Oh,
hi
that
every single time. It's
I
amazing.
love it. I love it.
You need to come and visit me, Candace.
Don't tease me. My passport is valid until 26. Oh,
Yay!
I would love that. That would
I
be
think you
amazing.
would. I mean, it is a third world town I live in a poor town. It's also a tourist town because we
Okay.
live on a lake by volcanoes. So it's a very, very beautiful town, but it's still a very poor town. So it's kind of dirty. There's a lot of stray dogs. It's
Right.
dirty. It can be smelly sometimes. It's very, very chaotic on any given day, but it's magic. It's a magical town. I can't even describe it any other way.
Oh, that
It's
sounds
magic. Yeah, you
beautiful.
need to come and visit.
I would love to come and visit
You
when
should.
we can travel again. I need to get my second shot, but oh, I'm excited
Yay.
to travel again. That will be
Yay.
different. But
Yay.
where can people find you? Like, amazing. Are you still doing the Amazing Me movement?
I have a lot, I have a big presence. I do have my Amazing Me movement website, which is all my self-help articles. I also have I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
Um, I have two websites. I have Women Blazing Trails, which is more for women over 50. We talk about a lot of over 50 issues. And then I have Amazing Me Movement, which is my self-help thing. And then I have my Facebook page, Amazing Me Movement.
So
I'm
are
on
they
Instagram. I'm everywhere. You can find me everywhere.
okay? Awesome. Is that
Yeah.
do you provide a program? The
I,
movement?
for what, I'm sorry, say that again.
Is it like a program, like a self-help program?
I do have one. I just launched a course. It's a 21-day challenge course. That's over on another site. So I have a big presence on social media. Like I'm everywhere. Like I have a lot of stuff everywhere. But my
That's good.
websites are my main, like my websites are my voice. My website's my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. That's my voice that gets the message out to people, to help them and live a better life and all that kind of stuff and blow sunshine on their way.
Oh, that's amazing. And is that
Yeah,
your business?
that's my business. I run websites. And as soon as says, well, what do you do for a living? I run two websites. Because I can't explain under 10 words or less. I can't tell people. I write, I speak, I create courses, I have 12 ebooks. I have. So I run two websites and they're self-help websites. That's what I do. So I basically tell people I just try and make people happy. That's what I do.
Oh,
So
that's
and
beautiful.
any way I can. Yeah, because life is short, Candace, and we're not here for misery. We're here to be
No,
happy.
we're here to, what was it? Happiness is free. And I always say, sprinkle that shit everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what we're here for. We're here for happiness and to be kind human beings. And we're not here to be sad or miserable or cranky
No.
or angry. That's no way to live. That's an icky life.
Mm-hmm.
It
And when
really
we
is.
can share stories with people, whether it's online or in person, you can always connect with people, right?
Yeah, of
So that's
course.
my goal with my podcast, is just to connect people with exceptional people, exceptional stories. I'm
Yay.
obviously biased because like I only interview my favorite people, right?
Step out of your comfort zone, Candace. You have to interview other people too.
No, I know. No, yeah, you're right. See, sometimes it's good for people to, put me in check. And I
Oh,
like
for
that.
sure.
Thank you.
For sure.
This has been so fun. I am so
fun.
happy that you have found so much magic in your
Thank
life.
you. Thanks for reaching out. This has been fun, and we should connect and we can talk more about if you want to join from Health to Happiness and you can be one of the speakers. That would be really amazing. I would love for you to share your story.
Oh, I've got a few of them. I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah,
So
I
you
would
can
love
count
that.
me in. Which month?
It's in September.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the September 20th to the 24th. So I'll send you more information on that, but we'll hook up after this. We'll hook up and I'll get you some more information. You can share your story and you can be part of From Health to Happiness.
From Health to Happiness.
Yay.
From Health to Happiness. Coming to you from Guatemala, my friend Ursano. You
Thank
are
you.
such a blessing to
Thank
people,
you.
and you are changing the world one
Thanks.
smile at a time.
I'm trying.
You're doing. Thank you, Eva.
Thanks, Candace.
Have a beautiful day.
You too.